And it wasn't about stopping any services. What it was about how much those things were costing. We didn't have that information. Well, as you can see in this budget, we do have that information now.
This also means the money was there. She leaves, and now you say, well, now we can see it, and clearly the money was there because Napoleon got to get a raise. They get to sign off on the budget. They get to do all these things. I guess it turns out that Tiffany wasn't stealing. I wonder what this feels like to Napoleon. I wonder if he's thinking, wow, she actually didn't even do anything. It really was just her not wanting to show them stuff, and all this happened. Yeah, the lesson you're supposed to learn, Napoleon, from this is, you want to be transparent. You want to be clear. You want to be translucent. You want to be see-through. Hey yo, it's your girl J9 Eve. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, get into the comments, let me know what you think about this. So I thought, like at this last Thornton Township meeting, they say they're being defensive and all this and stuff like that. It seemed pretty typical, actual to me. I found some fascinating things in the people coming up, the citizens coming up and talking. That had some funny stuff in it, but the meeting itself was pretty, whatever, normal. But one of these people did speak, and something that he said I thought was weird, and it's Mr. Gonzalez. Christopher Gonzalez has always been shady to me. It's only really 100% because the fact that he's the person who blurted Tiffany's name out in the first place, which is how she became supervisor. But I don't trust him. Me personally, I just don't trust him. He's going to speak, and something that he says I find fascinating, so we're just going to watch it. I'm going to talk your ear off. Here you go.
If I could be recognized, Supervisor.
Chair recognizes Trustee Gonzalez.
I don't have any questions, but I do want to say a few things. You see increases in areas of the budget, but this is as we make our transition with this new board, because with these budgets, the focus is on you, the focus is on services. I'll just go ahead and say it. In the past, that wasn't the case. The focus, unfortunately, was on a person. We're focusing on you, the residents now, and that's how we are going forward. So yes, some things have increased. A couple examples, special services. It was touched on already, but I want to bring it up again. That's kind of one of the things that are near and dear to my heart. That helps disabled citizens, or disabled residents with various things, whether it be recreational or things in the home. Those were things that just unfortunately fell on the wayside in just the past, what we've been through. So once again, the focus is off of promotion and more on services. Seniors, another part of the township that's near and dear to my heart. Once again, it's bringing more services to direct to our seniors. I was an employee here many, many years ago, and those were the areas mainly that I worked in. At that time, it was combined, called Senior and Special Services. So needless to say, those are things that are near and dear to my heart, and those, it hurt me when I saw those things, for the most part, being neglected. But going forward, I can clearly see with this budget that that's not the case anymore. Once again, the focus is on service. I'm glad the gentleman brought up ice cream, and something, I'll just use that as an example. Once again, it wasn't about ice cream. It wasn't about stopping any services. What it was about how much those things were costing. We didn't have that information. Well, as you can see in this budget, we do have that information now.
Okay, so this was the thing. So it was like, which I already knew. Tiffany didn't like to tell nobody nothing. She used to take it as an insult when they would question her at all about anything. It was like, why you don't just believe what I tell you? But then she also liked to hire criminals too. She would call it some second chance type stuff. But does all of your staff have to be a criminal? Like, do you have to surround yourself exclusively with people with a criminal record? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird choice that everybody needs to be that, and then we're supposed to you say there's a budget, we just signed the budget. What if everything in the budget is I don't know. It's just like it's something about her just not wanting to tell nobody nothing. But if the reason why all this stuff was happening was just exclusively that Tiffany wasn't disclosing anything and they were in the dark about the budget. They didn't know how much money they had. So this also means so the money was there. She leaves and now you say, well, now we can see it. And clearly the money was there because Napoleon got to get a raise. They get to sign off on the budget. They get to do all these things. So Tiffany, I guess it turns out that Tiffany wasn't stealing. So was Tiffany not stealing? Was Tiffany just really like a terrible friend? Like, was she one of those people that refuses to listen but wants everybody to listen to her? Was this just a selfish person but not a thief? Is that what you're saying? Because it seems like that's what you be saying. It sounds like you're saying she's not a thief, that she didn't steal anything, that she just was mean and didn't like to be answering questions. That's what it sounded like, because clearly the budget was fine. Them doing this budget is fine. That him coming in and getting a raise, well, they're able to do that because now they can see if there's money or not. Well, Tiffany said there was money. She said there was money. I heard her say it a million fucking times. She said there was money. The money is there. We have this. And then they would say, can we see it? And she would say, no, I don't like you. You can't see it. And so that's what all this was about, was just her being too stubborn to just be like, okay, fine, and let them see the thing that they're supposed to be able to see. They were supposed to be able to see it. Let's not get that twisted. She was hiding it, but it seems that it's not because she was stealing it. It's because she was defensive as hell. Seems like that's what it was. I'm just saying. You explain to me.
And that's how we go forward. We're able to make decisions because we know where we're at, we know what we're spending, and that's what it's all about. Now we could do more with less, like I said before. I was never looking to stop any of the services, and if anything else, I wanted to increase them. Once again, within our means, and that's what we're doing here. That's why we are voting on these budgets, and that's why they're crucial that we get these done. I'll go back to the other budget, the general assistance one. It's been asked questions, and it was talked about the tax refund project. Well, yes, that's something that's been brought up before. It's something that the township has done before, but guess what? We have numbers to work with now.
Oh, so the little tax refund thing that Tiffany used to talk about all the time. Oh my God, Tiffany, you need to come out. This is a perfect time for you to come out and start talking, girl, because this man is sitting up here saying you ain't do nothing wrong. You was an asshole, which is what I suspected. Actually, I knew most of your problems was coming from you being stubborn as shit and not wanting to, not like being like, I ain't gotta show you nothing. Like that was respect for me and none for thee. I knew that. I sensed that. I saw it. You know what I'm saying? And if you do that long enough, it's a reasonable suspicion. If somebody refuses to, like they just keep hiding this book, they're supposed to be able to see in this money book. Everybody, the people in here are supposed to be able to see it, and you keep hiding it. You keep being like, I don't have to show you this. Like, what do you suspect me of doing something? And they're like, no, we just want to see. But like, well, now I feel like you don't trust me. I don't want to show you. The more you hide it, it's a reasonable suspicion. They're going to think there's something in there that's not supposed to be there. Something's going on. You created a reasonable suspicion. But that doesn't mean that you can't gloat. That don't mean that you can't come out and sell some of these pretend books that you're talking about writing. Because you and I both know there ain't no book, there ain't no pages, there ain't nothing, okay? Oh my gosh, only you would sell the book before the book was done. That's how I know it don't. That's how I know it ain't never gonna exist. It's gonna be a pamphlet at best. If these people receive anything at all, it's gonna be a front, a back, and one page in the center. It's gonna be like a bologna sandwich of books. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But you can still gloat. You can be like, see, I didn't even do nothing. But they did all this to y'all. They took all y'all stuff. They didn't let y'all get y'all shit for years. And it was just because they just wanted to make me pay. They knew I didn't do nothing wrong. They knew it was just, you can come out, you can say all that stuff. Come on back, girl. Come on back. I'm going to back you up. I promise. At least when it comes to this one, like this Gonzalez, I'll back you up with that one. Pinky promise, okay? It's him telling on himself right now. Like telling. He need to stop talking. That's how everybody looking at him too. They're like, shh, shh, stop talking. I know you think this sounds good, but it don't.
Before it was always just thrown out there as just let's approve a tax refund project. Well, no, that's why I said no. We need to know how much it's gonna cost. We need to know who's getting serviced by it and things of that nature. Well, guess what? We know that now, and that wasn't the case before. So that's how we go forward, not only as a board, but working with you, the citizens. Like I said, I could go on and on. There's so many examples.
I wonder what this feels like to Napoleon. Hearing that, oh, well, I guess she didn't do anything wrong. She just refused to let them see the stuff. She wasn't sharing information is why all this happened. And if all this happened and she didn't even do anything except for not be willing to share information, what are they going to do to me? Me as a Napoleon. Like, I wonder if he's thinking, wow, she actually didn't even do anything? It really was just her not wanting to show them stuff and all this happened? Yeah, the lesson you're supposed to learn, Napoleon, from this is, you want to be transparent. You want to be clear. You want to be translucent. You want to be see-through, clear.
That we could give. The supervisor gave some excellent examples as well. But I think it all comes down to communication, not just us as a board, but us with the residents as well, back and forth. Information coming our way, information going your way. That is crucial. And that's all being done, it's being worked on. It's already been said, it's been 63 days, things are still being worked on. I've equated it to kind of like when you're dating somebody for the first time. You got to get to know each other, see how each other works, and from there you take it forward. You're not,
Oh, he's trying to get into a relationship. I'm sorry, did I miss the point? It's like when you're dating Napoleon. You got to take it slow. Stop. I'm pretty sure he's married, okay?
Doing those road trips over the first couple of days, right? So we get to learn, not only with us, but even, with the residents. And, we get to know each other, and that's just a simple truth. So, like I said, we're going forward in that. But like I said, rest assured, the focus is on you. It's not on anybody on this board. It is on.
Well, that's a crazy thing for him to say. Well, now it's different, y'all. Now it's different. Y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. Don't you worry at all. Because guess what? Now I'm gonna do my job. I'm sorry, sir. Are you confessing to not doing your job for the last few years? Are you now it's gonna be about y'all. I know it was about me wanting to assert some dominance against Tiffany. I know it was all about that, and that y'all were paying me money. I was getting a paycheck to be up here and just to tell her no because it made me feel good inside while y'all didn't get y'all shit that y'all was supposed to get. I know. But don't worry. Now, I think I've decided today that I'm going to actually do the job that y'all pay me for. That's what that sounded like, what you said. Chris, I'm going to tell you what you think you saying, you ain't saying. Like what Chris think he's saying, he ain't saying. He's saying the opposite of what he think he's saying. Chris, shut the hell up, okay?
It's on the residents and it is on the citizens. And with all that being said, I just want to thank our supervisor, the rest of the board, the staff for all their assistance in all this and bringing us to us, and also thank the residents for their questions. You need to ask questions. We want you to ask questions. That's what it's all about. We may not always have the perfect answer. We may not have an answer that you're happy with, but you will get an answer. And that's kind of the bottom line, and we just kind of take it from there. But I would like it to get to a point where we are just asking a simple question of why did this cost this amount, or something simple like that, as opposed to going just, where myself or, you ask me a question, I say, in all honesty, I don't know that because I'm not given the proper information. That is not the case. I am given the proper information. I'm able to make intelligent decisions, and once again, it's about communication both ways. So, sorry I went a little long, probably past the 3 minutes, but thank you.
Supervisor Harris, and I'll be ready.
Yeah, whoever that one person is that's clapping, it must be like his kid or somebody who knows him very well. Okay, someone whom knows. Shit, somebody should clap. He gonna be mad if nobody claps and I'm here, so let me clap, Oh, Chris, that was terrible. Hey, Chris Gonzalez, next time you feel like talking, just don't. Do you know the last time that Chris decided to open his mouth, Tiffany became Thornton Township supervisor, and these people had to go through the asking the same fucking question every day and never getting an answer. Okay? This is what they had to go through. This man did not get his way, and so he turned. he turned on the Tiffmeister, and now he found somebody else's teat to, snuggle up to. It's just not giving true. Like, that's something about even seeing Mary Avant up here for some reason that gives me, it's odd. I don't know. I know she's not used to this, being in a place like this, so maybe she's just standing out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is. These people get into these positions, they get paid to be in these positions, but then if they don't know what they're doing, or they're there for some odd reason, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's just something about it. It's just weird to me. But this whole thing was just about Chris and him thinking that he was saying the right thing. I'm going to say this now. Based on what he just said, that's confirmation for me that Tiffany, like he's saying, Tiffany, it's not that Tiffany stole anything. It's that she refused to let us see the stuff. But once we finally did see the stuff when she was gone, turned out Tiffany was telling the truth. The money was there. The money was fine. Nothing was wrong with the money. The money didn't have green slime on it or nothing. The green money was fine. She just wouldn't tell the information to them, so they didn't feel comfortable voting, which is fine and fair. But it's still also, you got to end that with, but turned out the books were fine in the end. When they saw it, turned out the books were normal. That's what you just said, Chris. That's what you just said. And with that, let's hear how many people. I don't know that Tiffany would deserve an apology, but I will say, if you discover that she ain't stole shit, you need to say that shit. Because it's not just out here, she's a bad communicator. She was selfish. She was mean. She was, self-centered. And, she wanted to be heard, but she didn't want to listen to nobody. She wouldn't tell us anything. She was mean. And that's fine. That's just sound like she's a bitch. That's fine. You could be a bitch. A bitch is nothing to do with a thief. Okay, those two things, those two things have nothing to do with each other. So you've mixed in she stole with she's a bitch. And I'm gonna need for you to clarify. Is she not a thief or no? I don't know. Something like that don't rub me the right way. It don't. But then I look back, she was a liar too, for sure. I mean, I've caught her in my own personal many lies. She definitely be lying. She a bullshitter for sure. For sure. Like for certain. 100%. But is she a thief though? Thief is in the line. Thief is inside the line of what has been said, by myself as well, based on what these people has been saying. They've been alleging that she stole, telling the world. And now it's looking like maybe she didn't. Let's see if anybody starts saying anything about that at some point. Maybe this question I am saying now will trigger that question and then maybe inspire an answer from these people. And then even more so, maybe, Tiffany will come out and, kick up a little shit. That of all the times to kick some shit up, now would be the time. Where is she? I know she's so sick of us. I don't blame you, girl. That was a rough ride. But you was built for tough. Tiffany is built for tough. Unlike the one that's dragging the walker around town. That one just no. She talks shit about people about the same person for 2 years. And then somebody say one thing about her lying about having cancer. And she's ready to call the law. This is harassment. Oh, you will remain nameless. That's what you wanted. You wanted to remain. You wanted me to talk about you in such a way that you know who I'm talking about. But I didn't say your name, so it don't count, because apparently that's what you think. That's how you think it works. Because that's what you do with Jedediah. You be talking about him, but you don't say his name. And you think that can't be still proven in the court of law who you was talking to. Something wrong with your brain, girl. Something wrong with your brain, lady. Okay? Y'all behave. Oh yeah, that's right. It is. Y'all behave. I'm not going to do it. Absolutely not. Just no, absolutely not. All right. But mama love you. Yes, you do. Ooh, peace.